A shout out on Instagram.
Shout out.
Yeah, I'll shout out our DMs.
Slide into our DMs.
Slide into, yeah, well, they can put some exclamation marks in. That's a shout.
G'day. First episode. Welcome.
Oh, I'm very excited, actually.
Very excited. Not nervous at all.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I'm Dong, and this is my co-host Trent.
How you going, everyone?
We're the managing directors is our title of Limitless Energy Solutions.
Yeah.
And this is our first ever
Off
pod.
limits.
Yeah, off limits.
Off limits.
Nearly forgot to introduce what the podcast is called.
You get that? Off limits, limitless energy. Absolutely.
Yeah, Off Limits by Limitless Energy Solutions.
Yeah.
It's got a good tone to it.
It does have a good tone to it. We only thought of it for actually 5 minutes. In fact, it wasn't even our idea.
No.
Anyway, you're here for a reason, and that's pretty much just to listen to us banter. In amongst that, we'll touch on a bit about us, a bit about our company, a bit about our experiences within in the industry.
Obviously, first episode, which direction do you reckon we're going to take?
I think we're going to be pretty relaxed, to be honest with you, try and ease into it.
Yeah, I think we're going to cross the lines of professionalism and entertainment, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. Depend. I don't know which side of the fence we're going to be on. At this side, we're not super professional.
See which one hits best.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I guess we'll start us off with the nitty-gritty stuff. Who we are. So Dong touched a little bit about our company and where we stand, our titles within the company. But who we are, what does that mean? What our experiences are. So we are an electrical company. We have an REC. We do a lot of renewable energy. That's kind of the zone that we operate out of. We touch on electrical a little bit, but primarily our expertise is definitely in the renewable sector, specialising in PV and battery installations. Who me and Dong are personally. We both sort of grew up in the same area, went to the same school, we've known each other for a long time now.
2 Upper Yarra Secondary College school captains.
Upper Yarra shout-out alumni. That's us.
Also 1 Swinburne TAFE Apprentice of the Year.
Yeah, but you take your pick. Who you think it is.
Take who it was.
Could be any one of us. Definitely not.
But only one of us.
So I guess that's a really dialed down version of who we are. I guess what are the projects that we've done so far? A bit of a recap of when we started. We started about three years ago now. I think we're into our 3rd to 4th year. So COVID babies 2020.
Yes.
We started off quite small, to be honest with you, very humble beginnings. I'll touch on some of the bigger projects later, but I guess initially it was we loading up solar panels in a trailer and prepping them at the back of your misso's farm.
I guess my parent-in-law's farm.
Yeah.
In the packing shed.
Yeah. The black 2-door Ranger
The
getting
black
bogged in
two-door.
the mud every winter.
Oh, those are the days.
Yeah, those were fun days.
So what do we do? So we worked for Cam. So shout out HTC.
HTC, absolutely, yep.
We decided to go on our own.
Yeah.
Or ushered through the door.
Ushered through the door, but I guess we always spoke about it. I guess since we ever started electrical apprenticeship, we kind of had a very similar mindset that we wanted to go out on our own and carve our sort of own future. Excuse me, but I guess definitely we went through Cam HCC and he ushered us / helped us out the door. He was actually very good to us. He to be honest with you, props to Cam, because although it was, I wouldn't say abrupt. We knew it was coming, but it was just sort of a good time for him rather than a good time for us, which is totally fair. We understand, but with that, he did help us out in setting us up. So he obviously sold us that 2-door Black Ranger that we love so much.
The Noble Steed.
The Noble Steed, we call it. She's sitting out in the parking lot now on her last legs.
She'll go on forever.
Yeah, I hope so. Actually gave us a trailer, gave us an iPad, which all seems pretty trivial to the last point. He actually gave us a contract with a company. So if you're cluey about the solar industry, you would know that a lot of the setup is there's a solar retailer with no in-house installation crew, and they just their experiences in selling the systems. So he gave us the contact for a company like that. I can't actually remember the name of the company. It was obviously 3 years ago now. We've been through a lot since then, but it really put our foot in the door and gave us some ongoing work. And since we got onto that guy, it just sort of snowballed into the next and the next and the next. So yeah, definitely props to Camo. I think he's definitely kicked us into gear and got us where we are.
And what did we actually do when we first started? So we got the contract. We would pick up all these panels. Definitely didn't overload the trailer of like 60 panels.
What is the like the rating of that trailer? It's like 750 kilos or something.
750 kilos.
I swear we put like 1.5 ton into that thing. That thing was lowered.
And then we'd go back to the farm. So in the sticks, unload the trailer, prep the panels for the next day or for the week, I think.
Yeah, I think for the week, because I think we were rolling around doing 3 jobs a week initially.
Yep.
Because it was just me, you, and did we have an apprentice
just
straight
us.
away? Did we maybe Chew? Did
Maybe Chew helped a few days.
labour for us a little bit?
You were still going to uni then, so
Yeah, electrical engineer. Oh, not electrical, civil engineer.
engineering has
I guess maybe hadn't specialised yet. Engineering.
university. Who needs to go?
So I guess you guys are probably wondering why we're blabbering on so much about what we've done and where we've come from, but I guess that circles back into our experiences, and I guess the value might come later, so just listen to us banter on a little bit longer. So after that, I guess we just sort of kept going with more projects, different projects in terms of contracts, I should say, not projects. So it's just kind of that a different retailer, just working our way through, trying to get ourselves known in that industry. Being, I guess, one of the things we battled was being so young.
Yep.
A lot of people didn't really take us too seriously because we didn't have, I guess they just didn't look at us as if we would have the experience to do what we were doing. But I feel like once they gave us a crack, we were pretty quick to prove ourselves.
Yeah, so our, I guess, product is our service. So we proved ourselves through our service.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's one thing that we strive is the delivery, not just of, going rocking up the site, installing whatever we're doing, whatever equipment it is, whether it's solar or not. It was the before and after. So the relationships that we built with our retailers, or that way we went above and beyond for our customers, who at that point, realistically, because we're not the primary contractor, the retailers are, it's almost their customers. Yep. And the fact that we're treating their customers as if they were our own, I think also helped us get a leg up. We had just, I guess, a level of care that not a lot of people would at that stage, potentially. I don't know.
Are we allowed to say who our biggest retailer partner is?
Now or back then?
No, now.
Now, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe we can't say the full name.
The Big O?
Big O, yeah, the Big Orange O.
Gas as well.
Yeah, they're quite broad. There's a big deal going on actually with the Big O. I don't know if you've heard it. It's on the media. I think it's on hold at the moment.
Yes.
But yeah, that's, I guess, after we've worked our way through some of the lower tier, I wouldn't say lower tier, maybe just the entry-level retailers, we eventually made a name for ourselves and were able to secure a contract with one of the bigger known brands, which I feel like has become this ongoing, I don't know, I wouldn't say the word machine, but like this ongoing sort of process for us of just reoccurring jobs, and we're able to get a dramatic growth from that. Yeah, I think we shocked our accountants when we our first year.
So when we first started the business,
yeah,
I guess the advice we were given is to find an accountant.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we looked for accountants. I guess our old boss, not a boss, but the A grade that we worked under, suggested an accountant. So we went there, had a meeting with them, and they didn't really seem interested for a while.
No, they didn't actually. They didn't.
They sort of said, "Oh yeah, we'll set up the company, we'll set up the trust, whatever."
Which, I mean, props to them, because they probably can't show too much interest on everyone, and we were just 2 young kids trying to start an electrical company. They're like, yeah, okay, good luck.
Good luck, off you go. And then we started doing some work, and then I sent, I guess, our first month of invoices in straight away on the phone. Oh, do you guys want to come in for a business budget?
the one-on-one session?
The one-on-one session?
Yeah, we got the call up. But yeah, that's another shout out we should also give RDA, actually. RDA. What does RDA stand for?
No idea.
I actually don't have any idea either.
Maybe we should ask them one day.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, we'll put that in the next meeting.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah,
We're just learning as well. So, what are we doing now then?
What are we doing now? What
aren't we doing?
I guess, what are we doing now? We're doing some, obviously we're still doing Origin stuff. It's a great contract to have.
The big O?
Oh, shit. Obviously we're doing the unusual original stuff and some of the non-original stuff. The big orange O. Oops. Maybe we can blooper that out. Put an animal sound over the top of it.
It's done now.
What are we doing now? So obviously we're doing the big O. We've got that reoccurring day in, day out. Got a team doing that. At least one team, could be two, depending on the difficulty of the job or what we've got going on. Alongside that, we've been able to secure along our journey is another huge contract. I wouldn't say contract, but another partner. It's our EPC partner, Pacific Solar. Shout out to them. So we're doing a lot of big projects for them now on a commercial scene, which is very interesting for me and Dong because we never really came from a commercial background. We very much were residential. We were able to get our foot in the door on a few commercials under HDC. But other than that, we just sort of worked our way up as we were learning the ropes of the business as well. So one of the biggest ones we have ever done is currently our 2.7 megawatt. So I guess that's what we're doing now in terms of it's crazy. I was actually on it today, that's why I look a bit hot and flustered because it was steaming 26 degrees on that tin roof. But yeah, it's 5,778 solar panels and an east-west tilt formation, so it makes like a nice wave across the roof. There's a couple reasons why it's designed like that. Excuse me for just bombarding with all this random information as well, but there's a few reasons why they design it like that. One of the major reasons, I think, is because it takes up less area on the roof. Two prongs to that. The first prong to that is quite recently the wind zones changed around the solar installations on the roof, so everything got pushed into the middle of the roof more. So it's all your systems are sort of shrinking. So this is a good solution for that because it sort of tightens everything up. And the other reason is the builders love it because they have to reinforce less of the roof.
Yeah,
so
you get more wattage per square meter.
More, yeah, exactly right. So if you think of a big solar system used to be a certain amount of square meters and we could shrink it, it means that they need to, reinforce less of the roof. So there's two major reasons why it's good. The other reason why it's good is you just get that natural east-west curve, which I'm sure we'll touch on another podcast of how we like east-west.
Is that the biggest building you've ever seen?
It is. Well, I've only been told about 15,000 times walking through that job that is the largest cool room in the Southern Hemisphere. So I'm going to tell you guys as well because it's obscene. It is a monstrous sight. It's actually got one of those little Polaris vehicles driving around. No, they don't, but they should. They should. It's actually a monster. It's disgusting. But it's pretty exciting to be on a project like that. Especially when you just stand at the roof and I think it's like 30 acres of roof space.
Yeah, 120,000 square meters.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's 30 acres, but I think I've been told it's that. And it's, what do they tell you previous job, Dong? After it's a certain amount of square meters, they just measure the roofs in acres.
Oh, yeah. 30 acres, I think, it's 4,000 square meters per acre, so it'd be roughly 30 acres this one.
30 acres.
What's that? Is that like, I think we calculated, it was like 5.5 MCGs.
6.8.
6.8 MCG.
6.8 MCGs worth of roof space. That is insane. And we are taking up one of those MCGs. And that's it. It's insane. Like nearly a 5,000 panel system just takes up one MCG. Well, I mean, an MCG is pretty big, so I'm still going to take it, but it's our system still gets dwarfed by the size of this building. It's crazy.
So apologies. Cutting you off. Trent is a bit of a chatterbox, so I've got to cut him off and prompt him as well because I can do talking as well.
I'll just keep yapping.
Yeah.
Just keep yapping if you don't interject.
So I guess the other thing about this podcast is we want to bring people, or we want to document our journey. So the business, it's about our industry, but also our business journey. So we're on a forever learning business journey.
I couldn't agree more with that. It's it's a cool thing about this podcast is you actually get to sort of look back at where we have been and sort of stop and smell the roses a little bit and think where we've come from, which it's really hard to kind of do in an ever-growing business, and it's ever like, what's the next thing, what's the next thing, what's the next thing? When you actually get to sit down and actually sort of, regress a little bit and think about it, and it's just like, we have actually grown a lot. We've grown a lot as a business, and I think we've grown a lot as individuals. Our mindset's sort of changed a little bit from, I know it's, I'm going to touch on it a little bit, it's changed from like an employee mentality to an employer mentality. I don't mean to like pigeonhole anyone or stereotype anyone, but it's just different. Like, it's just different. Like, you just got to think about a broader range of things. It's less of, tunnel vision of this is my task, I need to get it done. It's like, okay, what are the next 15 tasks and what are these 10 guys going to do for the next month, or are we hitting our targets? We've got accounts breathing down our necks. Come on, come on, lift up a little bit, boys. So it's, I guess it's just getting a bit more comfortable in that zone. And I feel like if you are new to the business world, that can be quite overwhelming. But just know that it does get easier. You just got to get the reps in.
Yep, 100%. Get the reps in, and also look. Some people don't want to grow.
Yeah, some people are happy.
Yeah, and that's okay.
I guess it's finding your level of success. So I think some people at an early stage can really, they can pinpoint what their level of success would be. And I'm not pigeonholing anyone here, not stereotyping, but once they get that 79 Cruiser, they're done. They're stoked. That's me. That's all I needed. But it really depends. And if that makes people happy and they're happy just doing a 2-man show or a 1-man show, or just doing what you need to do and working for yourself, fighting back on the man, that's amazing. And I respect that. And I think that's, fantastic to be able to, obtain that level of success quite early. I think you'd be, quite full. Unfortunately, that's
not the case for us. Unfortunately,
for us. I think we're very, very ambitious. Obviously, as we're sitting here talking about this, and we've got one of our projects in the background, you probably know after 3 years of business, we're both 27, 28. You'd have to be pretty hungry guys to make it this far. So yeah, I guess finding your level of success is another good thing to sort of think about, and goals, what you want to work towards. It seems trivial on a goal setting and everything like that, but I think it really helped us. I still remember, this is me yapping again, but I still remember, I think it was like just after our first complete year of business, beautiful sunny day. We're sitting in this office where we are now. We're only just moved into it. We didn't touch on our other offices or other factories, but we'll talk about it another time. So much to talk about. But I remember sitting down, we took the whiteboard outside and we sat down in the sun. We had 2 chairs and a chair for our feet, and we were just sitting there, and we were literally just spitballing, and we were just writing stuff on the whiteboard, like, what do we actually want out of this thing? God, I can't remember what was on that board. But it really, I think there's the element of sitting down and talking it out, business partner to business partner, putting our ideas on there, where we want to be on a business perspective and also on a personal perspective as well. I'm sure we've got a photo of that whiteboard somewhere, and I'm sure we've hit some of them.
I don't know. I've gone through so many phones.
Yeah, it's so true.
All right, well, let's go do a quick break, and then we'll chat about the reoccurring topics that we might.
Oh yeah. Some of the what do you call them? Topics.
Reoccurring segments. That's exactly right.
Some of the reoccurring segments that you will touch on.
All right, let's get into some segments that we definitely just didn't make up 5 minutes before the pod.
Lots of thought and rigorous brainstorming.
A lot of brainstorming. All right, so let's.
A lot of those. What are those mind map think clouds?
Yeah.
Big one of those in the whiteboard you can't see.
All right, so what's the first one? Let's do a product review.
Absolute drum roll, everyone.
Yeah. This is definitely something that we didn't have at the factory laying around, and it was sent in by a very famous brand.
Yep. which I'm sure they'll come on our show at one
So,
point.
Ebba,
Special guest alert.
special guest. I'm going to go get the product and you explain in full detail maybe what it looks like, what it is.
All right, everyone close their eyes, and I'm gonna talk about it. You just got to visualize it.
All right. I'm going to go grab it now.
Bring it over here.
All right, what is it?
Alrighty, so what we have here, ladies and gentlemen, is a solar panel. I'm not going to tell you what brand because we don't name, we don't kiss and tell. This is a 66 cell, 72 cell.
Sure.
Black framed. It's actually, I will touch on it. When we first started doing solar, there was pretty much always a silver frame.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought silver frames were actually more efficient, or like marginally more efficient. It's just black frames look cooler.
Definitely not correcting you if you're wrong.
Okay. Well, that means I'm wrong.
Should we flip it around the backside?
Yeah, flip it around. So as you can see a little bit, you got all these little lines there, the big ones and the little ones. The big ones you can probably see. The little ones you might not be able to see, but the big ones are the cells. So if you counted them, that's probably how many cells it is. It could be a 72 cell.
So what's this type of panel called, Jenna?
So this one is a bifacial panel. Bifacial meaning it's got two sides to it. It means that it can get some reflection / radiation from the roof underneath it to get like a second shot at production. The two things on the side, you've got, we call them, what do we call them?
MC4 plugs.
MC4 plugs, but it's all it is two, like a positive and a negative side to the panel. Because if you think back to your year 9, year 8 electrical physics class,
Or first year
of first year electrical, or your pre-app, whatever level you're at, we're trying to make it circuit here. So without a circuit, we've got no power. So we've got a positive and negative, and they just obviously connect to the next panel in a string and then feed back to the inverter. So very crucial parts of the system. Another cool little part of the system, which you may not be able to see, but you've also got a little data sheet or a, what do you call it, a little tech pad thing.
The diode.
No. The information on it. So really handy information because you need to size your panels for your system, size your panels for the inverter. It's got information like your VOC, which is open circuit voltage, and your ISC, which is your short circuit current. Very integral information for designing your system. So hopefully you have that information before you're looking at the panel, because if you're looking at the panel on site, it's already too late.
So that's our first product review. So if any brands out there would like us to review their products,
and maybe we could do some research on them rather than just pulling something up from the factory and putting me on the spot.
feel free to DM us.
Yeah, please.
Please
DM us. So yeah, it's our first product review. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. While Dong's putting that away, I guess I'll touch on our next one. Tips and tricks. So I think this is going to be a pretty cool one. We can go through what's going to help you as a end consumer. So a customer potentially of ours or a customer of anyone's. This is not something we're using to peddle our products. It's purely just getting information out there. So whether it's you're a customer of ours or you're a customer of anyone's or you just want any information, this would be a good source for you. Tips and tricks. It might not necessarily just be about solar or for the customer. It might be for the other solar installers or electricians out there or new start businesses, anything like that. We're keeping it broad, otherwise we'll probably run out of content pretty quick. So the first one I'll touch on, tips and tricks. This is going to be in our solar section because that's what we're good at. Electricity bill. So this is more for the end consumer, the customer. Like I said, doesn't have to be one of ours. It can be anyone's customer. It still applies to you. Make sure, I know that we do it, but make sure when you get a solar system quote that you provide your electricity bill. The reason for that is the best way to design a system is knowing your consumption. So you might not be able to know what I mean straight away. What I mean is you need to know your, what am I trying to think of, Dong, here?
Kilowatt hours.
Yeah, the kilowatts production consumption per day. Was that what
Yep.
that was called?
Per day.
Your per day consumption. So there's a different term for that, I swear.
Your daily consumption.
Daily consumption. Yeah,
Go with that.
well, that checks out. So your daily consumption. So that's the biggest key information is your daily consumption. So on an average household, you have, depending on who you are, but on average, I say it's about 20 kilowatt hours a day.
Mine's 21.
Yeah, so give or take, that's pretty average. Bigger household, bigger house, maybe around closer to the 30. If you live in a little apartment or something like that, you're probably around the 10 to 15.
And you probably won't get solar if you're in apartments.
Yes, sorry, I'll circle back. Maybe a unit rather than an apartment.
And what about your electricity bill?
So once you know your consumption, it's pretty easy for the retailer, sales, electrician, whoever you go to then design a system for you. So say it's a 20 kilowatt hours a day, and we suggest to put a 5 kilowatt inverter in. There's a reason behind that. Without going too nitty gritty into it, Melbourne works off, because we're based in Melbourne, Melbourne works off 4.2 peak sun hours a day. Now, simple terms, all you've got to do is you just got to times your output of your inverter, so it's a 5 kilowatt inverter, times your 4.2 peak sun hours. Now, when I say an average of 4.2, in summer you're going to get roughly around about 7-ish. In winter, obviously around 2. The reason for that is because, the sun and winter and summer. Makes sense, yeah? So averages are at about 4.2. So you times your 5 kilowatts by 4.2 equals around 20 something. So that's usually the sweet spot for most people is a 5 kilowatt inverter. Now, another common thing you'll get a 5 kilowatt inverter size with a 6.6 kilowatt system. Now, a lot of people are weirded out with that. Is like, why don't I get a 6.6 kilowatt inverter, or why don't I get a 5 kilowatt system to match my 5 kilowatt inverter? The reason being is, it's never a perfect world. You're never going to get your 100% output out of your panels. So it is permissible for us, because the manufacturer deems it so, and because it's everything's within regulation, permissible for us to oversize your inverter by 1.333%, just for a PV system. If you add a battery, it can be something different. But for now, let's talk about the PV system.
I think you meant 133%.
133%. Sorry, I just times by 1.33. That's the same thing. 133%. So that gets you to your 6.6. So when the sun's not all the way out, you still have a better chance at making your 5 kilowatts. Doesn't mean you will hit it, even with a 6.6 kilowatt system, but you have a better chance of hitting it. And the inverter manufacturer, it's within their specs. So that's why you'll most commonly see that. The other reason you'll most commonly see that is because there's a thing called an export limit, which I won't touch on right now because I've derailed myself again. I'm talking about electricity bills. Understand your bill. Make sure you give your bill to your electrician or whoever you're giving it to, and they can teach you through it. I guess I could keep going on about it, but I guess that's the main one, really.
Oh, all my turn. So, we'll touch. I'll still keep on the electricity bill. So, tip and trick. Just a warning. Your electricity energy retailer can increase your rates at any given time by any given amount without advising you. So, what I like to do with our customers, even after installation, is do an energy consultation and then a bill review. So review their electricity bills, see what they were paying, last quarter, last winter or last summer, last year. And then we review their bills, say, hey, you can get a better deal. And then we either help the customer with the process of looking at a new energy retailer, or they do it themselves. So that's my tip for electricity bills. And I've got one other tip.
The double tip.
They got the double tip. Okay.
Or is this a trick?
No. This is definitely a tip. So, if you're on that solar journey and you want to get solar and you just don't know where to start, you are once you start saying solar near your phone, you're gonna get so many ads. So many solar ads are gonna start popping up your phone, Facebook, Instagram.
I get so many.
Yeah, we get so many. All right. So before you go before you give your details, get a quote, whatever. Read the reviews, please. If you go to a company, not saying who it is, it could be an unbelievable deal. Oh, this is $0 up front. Let's go with these guys. Just read the review. Read the review. If you go to their you Google search the company, and they've got like
They're rocking a 1.2 star rate.
they've got like 50 reviews saying, "I wish I could give this company 0." Don't go with those guys.
Is that true though? Have you read that review? Before?
Should I get it up my phone?
No, don't get it up. I believe you. That sucks.
Oh, that is terrible.
That is.
I read this review for a company and it literally said, "I wish I could give them 0." I thought, wow.
That is brutal.
And like people go with these companies.
I mean, that's a great tip actually. You could do as much research as you can, but at the end of the day, the reviews will say it all.
Yeah.
The reviews, the honest opinion. But retrospectively as well, the reviews more commonly reside around the negative side. Obviously, there'll be a lot of good reviews out there, but most people, I'm generalizing here, but I feel like the people that are wanting a review are really wanting to, they're really unhappy, so they really want to let everyone know about it.
In my defense, I did also read some good reviews on here,
Yeah, okay.
but there was a lot of negative.
Yeah.
ones.
Well, I guess why the star rating's quite good.
Yeah.
Because that gives which way it's leaning. Yeah, but there's a lot of great solar installers out there and a lot of great companies, and they do have really good reviews. A lot of 4.9s out there, a lot of 5s, a lot of 4.8s that are rocking the 1K reviews, 600 reviews. They're the ones you want to look
30
for.
reviews.
30
right?
reviews, so you're just starting out sometimes.
Local installs, good installs in Bayswater. 30 reviews.
Yes. But yeah, that's a great tip actually. Very, very good. Well, the other side to these tips and tricks is we wanted to do a solar one. We also wanted to do a business one because I feel like there's more value we can give to you rather than just the electrical knowledge that we have. And it's also the business experience that we've been through. We touched on a little bit about it at the start, and we've got written down there accountants. But pretty much to make
No, it's not written down there. It's just
Oh yeah, sorry. Straight off the noggin.
definitely not scripted.
Yeah.
In the segment section.
The cranium is just working off the charts right now.
But yeah, accounts.
Accounts. But yeah, on a broader spectrum, accounts is just one aspect of resources. You can't do everything yourself. Don't try to do everything yourself. Initially, you're kind of forced to do everything yourself, but as you sort of develop and you grow into your business a little bit, you've got to sort of release the reins a little bit and lean on people that are, this is their business. So you're starting out as an electrician, you're starting out as, whatever you're doing, that's what you're good at. So the more time you can spend delivering what you're good at and the product that you can do, the better. And the more time you can offer someone else, a little piece of your business, whether it's the books or accounting or marketing or any aspect of it, now that's what they do. And that's what they're good at. So don't try and do it all yourself. I'm not saying go out there and just hire third-party marketing, third-party this, third-party that, because you'll cripple yourself. But don't be afraid of introducing slowly new resources into your business, because it'll only free up your time, which enables you to deliver the product that you need, or it enables you to actually build the business. You're not getting bogged down on just the everyday stuff. I think the biggest thing that we ever did was RDA, the accountants, but also getting our admin.
We try to do it. Yeah, we try to do it on our own. We were really resistive. We said, we were getting, field supervisor would speak to, have close relationships with. They said, just get an admin chick, admin person.
Yep.
Get an admin person would be the best thing you ever do. Like, no, I'll do it when I get home. I'll do it after work. And we did.
We did.
And the best decision we ever made was hiring Natasha, our administration manager.
And she is incredible. I honestly would not be here without her. She just, I don't know, if you can find yourself a Natasha, do it. That's the first thing you need to do. Not our Natasha.
Not ours.
Find your own. But now she's an absolute gem, and she is just, like I said, we wouldn't be here without her. She's just taken so much off our hands. And I still remember, I'm sure everyone can sympathise on this journey with us, but I still remember just day after day going home, jumping on the laptop, just looking through
ordering
orders,
stock,
scheduling jobs, trying to contact customers at 9 p.m, not getting a reply, of course, because it's 9 p.m, but that was the only time that we had to do. So the more things that you can free up and bring someone else in, doesn't actually have to be on the books, but third party or whatever, and it could free up your time to build the
Yeah,
business.
you pretty much, when you hire people, you're just buying your time back. That's all it is. Just buying your time back so you can focus on, the thing, so the product, the service that you're good at.
Yeah, huge. That's one of the best tips and tricks, I guess. We start off with a good one. That's the best thing. That's the best thing I can do on a business sense to offer. Now I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I'm not actually looking at something off in the distance of what we should talk about next. I'm going to skip over what's next in my head and go to the next one. And that's, what have we got? Data/real life. So I guess a testimonial style, case study, one might say, but a real life example of what we do. Now, I'm going to chuck it over to you here, Donga, because you have a great one, a great customer who was just, I don't know, the way you handled, I guess the way you handled the sale, the way you handled designing the system and the aftercare, I think it's a prime example of what we stand for. So yeah, take it over.
Well, it's my boy Brad Voss.
Shout out
to Voss the boss. So, Brad Voss engaged us not because he knew us, because he's Dean's father-in-law, but because he wanted a quality installer for his house that he trusts.
Yeah.
Not because he knows Dean.
Yeah, not because he knows one of our A grades.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good referral.
That's a great referral. So he was a huge user of electricity.
So do you know off the top of your head what consumption he was per day?
He was I'd have to. Hopefully, we can get a grab of his graph, his power usage graph, or we'll send it over to our editor. We can get it up. So he was using between 80 to 100 kilowatts a day.
That is mega. And how big was his house though?
It wasn't like it's a pretty big house. So he had a lot of.
Did he have a second dwelling on his house? Was that?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. He had the major energy consumption was his slab heating. It was slab heating, but he needed it to his house. It's for his family.
Yeah.
So what we did was we gathered the interval data analysis from Gemini.
Yep.
So we plugged that into our software. So at the time we used Pylon.
Yep.
So we grabbed his interval data analysis, we plugged it into our software, and then we calculated what size system he needed.
So the interval data, so what is the interval data compared to like your normal consumption?
So the interval data is pretty much consumption at an interval level. So like your 1 minute, 2 minutes.
Okay, so you just get like a nice sort of...
No, it's not nice at all. It's literally Excel spreadsheet. It's like 0.2, 0.1. Yeah, you'd hate looking at it.
I don't think I've actually seen it.
Yeah. Anyways, you get the interval data, you upload it to the program, and then so we design. It wasn't actually that big because one of the other things we do here at Luminous, we educate our customers.
Yep.
So we sort of educated him to use his power a little bit better and also teach his family how to use the power. So the sizing of the system wasn't major. Like
what was the size we did?
So it was 8.97 kilowatts of PV.
Yep.
But that was also due to the constraints of his roof space.
Yeah.
We obviously would love to put more on, but we were already doing east, west, north, plus tilted panels on his garage. So that's all we could fit on his roof.
We maxed it out.
But we coupled it with a SunGrow hybrid inverter and a grid tie inverter as well. And then we coupled that with a 13.8 kilowatt hour battery. And then he's obviously shifting the way he uses his power, not requiring the slab heating as much.
And that comes in the education, I guess.
Yes, it comes in the education. And as you could see from this graph here that the editor has put in for us, you'll see here.
Link how it works.
You'll see here how he was using between 80 to 100 kilowatt hours a day, and then as soon as we installed solar, it just drops straight down to zero. Sometimes it goes to negative, up to 20. 0, negative, 0, 20. So you can see there that we pretty much covered. Well, we designed a system to suit his needs.
Yeah. Now, looking at this from a kilowatt hour kind of side, what does this translate to like a monetary side? What was his bills pre-solar to now post-solar?
So we were talking $2,800 a quarter. Especially in winter.
Yeah, I guess.
In summer, obviously it's around
when the slab heating's really going up.
In summer, you're probably talking about 2,000, 2,200.
Yep.
But now he's paying, $200-$300
That's
quarter.
so good. That's so good. Well, that pretty much wraps it up for our case study. We'll take a short break and we'll hit out the last couple segments.
So the next segment.
Next and last, I think.
Oh, I'd love to do one more, but I don't know if we fit it in.
No, well, we're definitely not now. Our 30-minute thing here. Maybe actually once it gets edited, probably not actually. I think it's too much valuable raw data in there.
No rambling whatsoever.
You can't edit any of it out. It's all juicy.
All right. Well, I don't know if this is a stolen segment, but I definitely have heard it before. But maybe I made it up.
Sure, we can make it our own. We can make it our own version.
What caught my eye?
What caught my eye? That is actually a good segment. I guess it's similar to a tip and trick, but I guess it's more like current, as in like what's going on right now. Yeah. Right now. So what caught my eye? That's a good question. I guess the first thing pops into my head, what caught my eye, is very recently, alongside working with the Big O, it's been brought to our attention that I'm not here, bad mouth anyone, absolutely not. I'm not here saying anything's subpar product. I'm just simply saying what has caught my eye. And the thing that stands out to me is right now is Goodwees have released I wouldn't say a statement, not to me directly anyway, but they have to the Big O because they sell a lot of their 8.5 kilowatt inverters, just the single phase ones. I'm not sure if it's a 3-phase one or if it's just a single phase ones. I think it's just a single phase one. Don't quote me on that. Fact check that afterwards. I'll put it in the comments. They've put it not necessarily a recall, but like a stop installation for them. So if you're installing any Goodwee 8.5 kilowatts, I believe it may even affect the 5 kilowatts, but as far as I know, it's only the 8.5 kilowatts, and you should wait to install them because technically the AC plug that fits off into these inverters, something to do with the plugs itself, you can't, it needs it. Normally what you'd need is you need a tool to undo it and pull it out. These ones can be pulled out straight out of the inverter with the AC isolator still on, and technically you can touch the live terminals. So their way around is this. I'm guessing they're going to build some sort of, I wouldn't say the word shroud, but some sort of case around the plug that secures it in position. I believe that is coming out very soon. But that is one thing that's caught my eye super recently is that these new Goodwee 8.5 kilowatts, the AC plug isn't secured inside the inverter, so you can pull it out, and it is currently non-compliant. So just be careful of that and be vigilant of that. And
we're not rubbishing any brands. We love Goodwees. We've been installing Goodwees for a very long time.
Big fan of Goodwee.
No issues with them whatsoever, but that's just what caught your eye.
Yeah, that's just what stood out to me just then.
So if any Goodwee reps out there that want to come on the show, be our first guest.
Appreciate it.
More than welcome.
Like Dong said, we are big fans of Goodwee. I think it's a very good, solid inverter, and we've virtually had no fails on them yet.
Yeah.
But we'll see how we go, I guess. But yeah, big fan of the Goodwee inverters.
What caught my eye? It's actually another inverter.
Yeah.
Inverter brand. Mm-hmm. The face of the inverter brand is, I guess we call him the face, but Graham.
Oh,
Graham.
Big Graham.
Big Graham on the
face and the voice.
The face and the voice of Sungrow.
Yeah.
So he made
try the accent.
No, I won't try the accent.
Do it. You won't do it any justice.
I'm terrible at accents. So he posted a video that I watched about I believe it was the 8 kilowatt and 10 kilowatt single phase hybrids.
Yep.
So they were compatible with generator. So generator power is like an off-grid scenario.
Interesting. So what does that mean? So is this in a blackout situation?
Yeah, or blackout or off-grid. So the generator was, the source of the grid, and it was charging the inverter, supplying power to the loads, and it's working with the battery and all the home appliances.
So in a normal blackout situation, a lot of these systems come out with what they call, like a blackout or blackout protection?
Yeah, backup or critical circuits.
Yeah, so this is kind of like an extra source of power that is going to work alongside the battery and solar.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, that's pretty cool.
So you have your high energy consuming appliances like dishwashers, dryers, washing machine.
Yep.
Now when the grid's out and you need that extra bit of juice, you can just plug in a generator, or obviously need a changeover switch when the grid's out. But you can plug in the generator and then it will run seamlessly with your inverter.
Interesting. And that does that supply? Does it charge the battery, or is it meant to just supply the house?
Well, going off Graham's video, it looks like it was charging the battery.
Interesting.
Unless I viewed the video wrong.
Maybe
but
watch it again.
But it's what caught my eye. Okay.
I think it's a great one. That's
So if Graham as well, you want to come in on the pod?
Yeah, come on. I wouldn't mind if Graham slid into my DMs. He can slide in anytime. Have a good chat.
So how do people reach us then? How do people?
Yeah, I guess they can give us a shout out on Instagram.
Shout out.
Yeah, I'll shout out our DMs.
Slide into our DMs.
Well, they can put some exclamation marks in. That's a shout. that's definitely a shout. You can slide into our DMs on Instagram. I believe we'll be on
Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, maybe
YouTube,
Spotify,
LinkedIn.
whatever the editor says.
Pretty much, we'll chuck a little thing up there, and that's how you hit us up. Please do. If you've liked anything we've spoken about and you want more of it, please reach out to us. If there's any topics that you want us to touch on, absolutely. Any segments you think might be, beneficial to an end user or an electrician or a new start business, anything you want us to touch on, yeah, please reach out to us, because episode 1, we could use some help. Absolutely.
And that's how we're going to sign off.
Yeah.
So thanks for listening. Episode 1, we could use some help.
Yeah. Cheers, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.